I thought I'd just make a quick video because this incident that happened came to my mind, and I think it's good to for me to share the things when they come to my mind because they're obviously important, for it to be on my mind. So when I was getting ready to end the last relationship I was in with Robert Atkinson Ferguson, I'd moved into his house. And I was getting ready to move out. I was researching about narcissism. I'd finally found my way to that on Google by putting in for weeks and weeks, what is wrong with me. I was taking all the blame of everything, his kind of discard of me and the way that he'd suddenly began treating me. I'd taken it as a fault of my own. So I'd began searching narcissism, and I'd moved out of the bedroom that we were sharing. I still had my own house, so I'd moved in with him, but I still had a kind of safety net of my own house. So I was getting ready, I was arranging things to move out, and I was researching about narcissism, and I'd moved into one of the spare rooms upstairs. So one day I'm in the spare room and I'm watching a video on YouTube. I think it was about narcissism, it probably was. And he comes up, I'd locked the door from the inside, and he came up and he starts banging on the door and saying, "Oh, you watching shitty YouTube videos," or something like that. And I just wanted to kind of block him out. So I turned the volume up on my phone. I started turning the volume up on my phone, and I could hear I never really caught on to it at the time, but I heard the video that I was watching, the volume just become so loud. And he turned from the door and he went running down the stairs. And I now realise that he was playing what I was listening through his hi-fi or through the telly, but I think it was a hi-fi because he made a big show of having these earphones. So it just kind of came to my mind today, and I was thinking, that the fact that he was hacking into my phone, he was listening to everything that I was doing online. He was downstairs by his stereo or by his phone or speaker or whatever, listening to what I was listening to online, and he shat himself when I turned the volume up on my phone, and it obviously connected. And the noise with, your phone yourself, if you're playing a video at full volume on your phone without a speaker in your room, if you went downstairs, you wouldn't hear it. But what I was playing, I was absolutely blasting through the house, and he shat himself and went running downstairs to obviously turn this off. And like I say, it never clicked in at the moment. It was only later on that I thought about it, that he was obviously hacked into my phone, and he'd obviously got pissy because of the type of video that I was listening to, and had to come up and kind of interrupt me. So I just wanted to share that. So Robert Atkinson Ferguson, gang stalker, honeypot, not a very not a very not a very good honeypot, I would say. Not the kind of honeypot that I would have wanted them to put into my life if I had a choice. Like I've said before, I would have picked a fucking better looking, nicer one. But there we go. I just wanted to share that. So take care. God bless. Lots of love. Bye bye.